Well, my name's Jeff Devine. I moved to southern Orange County, San Clemente in 1981. I came from Hawaii. I lived there for about 10 years as a surf photographer. And I was brought to Orange County to become photo editor at Surfer Magazine. I was in the offices at Surfer Magazine down Dana Point for 18 years. Then I became photo editor of the Surfer's Journal, which is down in San Clemente, which is a very nice publication on surfing. I did that for 17 years. I started in 1966. I got my first camera down in San Diego, and La Jolla Shores is where I grew up. And I have the sun damage to prove it. And I started coming up to Surfer Magazine in Dana Point in, gosh, when would that have been? Say 67, 68, 69, and giving them, you know, photos of Black's Beach, and I was into it, they could tell, and I was producing the work. So at the same time I came on to Surfer, they were hiring Steve Pesman. They made him the publisher / editor. John Severson was kind of handing the reins. And then I became part of that, and they sent me to Hawaii in '71, and then there's a whole long history after that, but that's kind of the beginnings. So when I first started at Surfer, we were so blinded, like what was going on. Everybody asked me, what about what was going on in society? You know, all the upheaval in the early 70s and late 60s. Like, we cared, but we were so into our sport, and it was so special. Like Kurt Letterman, who was editor at Surfer, called it the secret thrill. So what I tried was just really what it boiled down to was the best day of the year and get photos of it with good surfers, because that's what spoke to the surfers. It morphed into a whole nother animal, which was fashion and pretty girls and things like that as time went on. But it was the circulation was so low because in 71, I think it was like 30,000 or something. Then by the 80s, it was 100,000. So we were speaking to this core audience that sliced and diced every word we said. That's what it emanated from the Dana Point media guys, the Dana Point Mafia, so to speak, which was Garment, Material, the Hoffmans. Bruce Brown did Endless Summer. John Severson did the magazine. That media that they started, like even the Endless Summer, was showing the world what the secret thrill was through Surfer Magazine. It was a special, rare, no other media did that. Two things in that media thing of Orange County and surfing was Bruce Brown's Endless Summer went crazy in popularity, and he debuted it in Kansas to prove to the Hollywood types that and it was packed, like sold out every night. Then the other one was John Severson, who's founded Surfer Magazine that I became part of. Life Magazine did an article on John Severson, because all of a sudden here's this little niche magazine on the newsstands in California that was going like this, and newsstand sales, which in those days was a really big deal. Subscribers are one thing, newsstand sales were another thing. So then you had the culture of the New York East Coast culture, who thought they were the culture of everything. All of a sudden, Diane von Furstenberg in the 80s would have a Surfer Magazine on her cocktail table or on her living room table, or that whole thing started going on, because they were intrigued by, like all of America, the outdoorsman is the rebel, and so the American media glommed onto that beach lifestyle surfer thing, which was started by Bruce Brown and John Severson, and that became a marketing tool by, say, the 80s. It started being, and now you can see it in mainstream media as, oh, these guys are rough and tough, and they wear this watch too, But at the time, I had no game plan. We just did what we did, and the bottom line was how perfect is the wave, who's on the wave, and where is it? That's what I was doing. That's a very, very niche thing.